So I'm just going to start with, this is how I structure demos. I know every company is a little bit different, and you know, some products are super sophisticated and they take forever to demo, but this is kind of how I run through it. So at least the Leader Pro demo, we have qualification questions that we have somebody answer. And I think this is crucial. I know a lot of companies will do these in discovery calls, but I don't think people quite understand how important qualification questions are, right? So to me, just starting here, qualification questions, you're basically going to be asking these. So when you go through the demo, you can look at these answers as like a checklist. So you can run through them and make sure you hit all of those talking points. And if you ask the right questions, you should be talking about specific pain points and then specific features that your solution solves for. Not everything and all the bells and whistles and everything under the sun about your product. Only the specific features that are going to help them solve their problem that they're dealing with today, right? But you need to use these qualification questions to identify what that problem exactly is. So qualification questions, this is where you want to ask, like, do you have X dollars in budget? Timing, so when are you looking to implement, right? Other questions would be like, so pain point that you're solving for, typically I like to ask that on a scale. So like on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being extreme pain, how big of a pain is XYZ, so whatever your the pain point you're solving for is. And then you want to understand, it's like, what are you doing to address this pain? So in here you can basically ask, like, are you using XYZ type of solution? This could be like whatever your product category is or software category. If not, then what are they doing? Right? And I would say those are like the basic 4 things. You want to understand if they have budget, when they're looking to implement, how big is the pain that you're solving for, and what are they doing about it? Okay? And based on these questions, like, this is like how you then structure the demo. I'll just try to keep this here, but to me, like, I try to keep the actual product demo limited to just 5 to 7 minutes. And I can get through like a full Leader Pro demo in like 15 minutes. So how I do that, and you could double these numbers if you want to, but I spend like 1 to 2 minutes just like shooting the shit and introing, right? 2 to 3 minutes setting expectations. So setting expectations to me means like, all right, I'm going to go through a product demonstration. It'll take about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to show you exactly what it is that we do, why we do it. And then we'll take your questions afterwards, right? And so you're just kind of setting those expectations. Now, it's all in how you then structure the demo, right? So to me, a demo should be catered to the individual. So based on what you know about them, you're going to speak about different parts of your product. And I think like sales teams need to get really good at this, because I just talked to somebody and it's like they're trying to get through like an hour and a half product demonstration, which is, I think, insane. And it's a large company. But anyways, so then to me, like after you get through setting expectations, the next thing is like asking questions. This is where you're going to go off of this checklist, right? So like, oh, you said that you have this budget, right? And so you said that you are looking to implement along these lines. Are these accurate? You mentioned that this is a big pain for you, asking and diving into like what they're currently doing, right? The whole thing that you're trying to do is get them to head nod or lean into the problem statement that you guys are solving for, by asking these questions and then basically like verifying their qualification question answers. And then the next like 5 to 10 minutes is where you're demoing the product. Okay, or 12 minutes or whatever. And then the last 12 to 15 minutes is really for questions. And ideally, this is an opportunity for them to ask you more about the product. So this is where it can extend to 30 plus, an hour long, right? Like, but this should be instigated by the prospect, and it shouldn't be a part of your demo process. To me, like, a lot of times, companies will say this is part of the discovery call. Okay, fine. You could do it this way, and then if you require, an hour and a half demo, fine, but I think, like, you don't need to actually demo all the things about the product. You only need to demo the things that they're going to use today. You should highlight and talk about all the things that your product can do, but you do not need to show them. You just need to show them what you can solve for them right away. And that's by doing this, which is getting the answers to the qualification questions, which you can do these on a discovery call, or you can do these digitally prior to the meeting. By never ask this prior to booking a demo, but after you book the demo, I would always ask these questions and just be like, I want to better structure our conversation. If you don't mind just answering these questions. And that's it. So you have all the context to actually run a very, very efficient demo.